Now that we've had a chance to catch up with the big stories from over the holidays, it's time to sweep up the little pine needles that dropped off the news tree and bring them to you in our roundup of small but highly flammable debris I call... Meanwhile. People love Meanwhile. People love Meanwhile. Meanwhile, after a lot of controversy and back and forth with Kevin Hart, no one will host the Oscars. Instead, Oscar producers are planning to leave the spot empty and instead focus on clusters of top-tier talent and to introduce different segments, which explains the new reality show, America's Got Clusters of Top-Tier Talent. Meanwhile, great news for fans of the sky, because this month we'll witness a super blood wolf moon, not to be confused with my goth dad band of the same name. We play Saturday afternoons at the Milford Community Center if Alan's wife doesn't need the minivan.
Come on, Alan.
Now, why is this called a super blood wolf moon? It's super because the moon is at its closest point in orbit to the Earth, which makes it look bigger. It's a blood moon because diffracting light turns it red, and Native Americans named January's moon the wolf moon because in winter it would make wolves howl, and not, as I thought, because it is when Wolf Blitzer must slake his thirst for the blood of innocence. That's in March. Jake Tapper, you've been warned. Meanwhile, great news for people who love progress, because a new Saudi Arabian law requires women to be notified if their husbands divorce them. To end secret divorces where Saudi men end a marriage without telling their wives, a custom known traditionally as going out for a pack of smokes. The new law requires women to be informed of their divorce by text message, hopefully with a full sentence and not just engagement ring poop emoji. Meanwhile, in fine arts and cat news, a BBC art expert revealed that a rare painting was destroyed by his cat. You know your painting's bad when someone who licks their own anus for 3 hours a day doesn't like it. I mean the cat, not the historian. The work in question was a painting by 17th century portrait artist John Michael Wright. I assume the portrait the cat went after was his Duchess of Hampstead with laser pointer. According to the disgraced art expert, he was actually working on restoring the work of art when the cat launched itself at the painting before raking its claws down the middle of the portrait to leave a large gaping hole. The cat is reportedly expressing its remorse by doing whatever it wants, whenever it wants, and somehow demanding cuddles while also not allowing you to touch it. Meanwhile, in prophylactic news, Durex is recalling batches of its Real Feel condoms. Durex issued a recall in a statement saying, "We apologize. Everybody knows that condoms can never feel real. Nothing beats raw dogging." Might have made that up.
Wow.
We might have made that up,
Wow.
John.
Yeah.
True or not, we might have made it up. Durex assured customers that anyone who bought the recalled condoms can return them to the place of purchase. To which the place of purchase responded, "Please don't." Yeah, I'm done with these. Yeah, these didn't work. Can you take this one too?
He don't want them.
You know what? You know, folks, sometimes I get so focused on the smaller stories, and meanwhile, I lose sight of the really small and airline-specific news stories, which I like to cover in my regular Meanwhile segment, Flight Attention. Good news for people whose favorite restaurant is a flight circling over LaGuardia, because United Airlines has released a cookbook so you can make airline food at home. It's the perfect gift for the person who has everything and is also someone you hate. The book contains 40 recipes that are served in United's business class, For the economy class recipes, you'll have to buy their other cookbook, Pretzels or Cookies, You Get One. Next on Flight Attention. As of January 1st, on Frontier Airlines, your flight attendant is now accepting tips. Finally, a solution for the problem of flying Frontier Airlines and having no way to thank them for their amazing service. As part of their new policy, Frontier's flight attendants won't pool their gratuities. Now it's every man and woman for themselves, which is also what it says in the Frontier safety pamphlets.